TGA Foundations 4. This is the last of the foundational orientation. Just to get you caught up to speed with some of the language, some of the stuff you're going to see over and over. I do say the same stuff over and over and over again from different angles, different contexts, because again, double loop learning. Okay, so Guardian Academy, and we are going to talk about this again. Yes, you're going to see the same quotes over and over. And we're just going to break down why we use these quotes and what they mean to the TGA, the Guardian Academy, and to the individuals involved. Okay, the first one is from Andrew Huberman. Seeking dopamine without effort will destroy a person. Now, Andrew Huberman is a PhD at Stanford. He's got a great podcast. He puts out a lot of great content. Brilliant thinker. Some resources you could look at. I'll put them in the chat. There's some great books about dopamine Nation, and all that stuff. But ultimately, we're going to keep coming back to this concept of seeking dopamine without effort, which means in order to do anything productive, we have to do the work. Okay? We have to do enough work to make meaningful change. And we will chase dopamine without effort. Okay? Facebook notifications, drugs, a lot of addiction is seeking dopamine without effort. And that will destroy a person. It's always looking for, how do I get my emotional high without earning it? And I'm going to show throughout the content, the curriculum, live videos, events. There's going to be a million examples of this, but just letting you know, you're going to see this a million times. And if you have an opportunity to read any of the resources linked in the comments below or the description below, please do. Seeking dopamine without effort will destroy a person. The Guardian Academy is built on dopamine that's reward in exchange for effort. So if you do the effort, then you get rewarded. Okay. A lot of other projects out there, they're trying to say, hey, retweet this and we'll give you free stuff. And they do that over and over and over again. And it works because people want free stuff without doing work. It's only a matter of time before that becomes an issue, which we talk about in the adaptive dilemma, which I believe is the next module. The second one is from Virginia Satir. Now, she is a pediatric psychologist, a child psychologist. And she says most prefer the certainty of misery to the misery of uncertainty. Now, what that means is, another way to say that is the devil you know. So faced with an option, door 1 or door 2, behind door 1 is a 100% chance of misery as you know it. You are miserable. If you go through door 1, you stay miserable. Behind door 2, there's a 20% chance of happiness, or 5%, or 15, or 30% chance of happiness, whatever it is. Most people say they would pick door 2, but they would actually pick door 1 because they rather know how they're going to be miserable than have the misery of uncertainty, okay? So we come back to this over and over and over again because people tend to self-sabotage themselves. You stay in a bad relationship even though you know it's bad. Why? Because it's better than the uncertainty of being single. You stay in bad partnerships, you stay in bad investments, etc., etc. So we use this quote for a bunch of different examples. And as you go through this, it'll start to make sense. But ultimately what we want to think about is, am I choosing the certainty of misery? Okay? Because I am unsure of what's on the other side, I rather stay miserable. And as long as you're choosing that, you forfeit the right to complain. So it's really, we use this quote in a lot of examples, but it's really a tool for you to make a decision, to opt back in. If you opt into the certainty of misery, at least you know you did so and you forfeit the right to complain. Back to Dala, right? Don't act like an a-hole, which means you can't complain about things you choose to do. It also gives you an opportunity to opt out. Opt into the misery of uncertainty, knowing I'm going to be uncertain, but I refuse to stay in the certainty of misery. So it's just a tool we use to stop and opt in or opt out into situations, understanding that if we don't think about it, we will choose to stay miserable. And what that looks like is we choose the devil we know, i.e., we self-sabotage over and over and over, and we miss out on opportunities that could lead to a more favorable outcome for ourselves. Okay, so just be aware of this. You're going to see this over and over and over again. Live to learn, give to earn. This is actually from a 4,200-year-old teaching, which got translated into the Master Key of Wisdom, and it just resonates. It sticks. This is how we built our whole program. is live to learn. You must experience a thing to learn it. You must engage the process. You don't understand, you don't know how to, farm unless you go farm. You can't read about it in a book and think that you know how to farm. And so we must live to learn. And the way that we earn, whether that's through business, karmic merit, whatever you're trying to earn, is by turning around and teaching others. Now, what we give is the gift of self-efficacy. We don't give people an apple, we show them how to grow an apple tree, right? So live to learn. You must learn, you must go fish or grow trees in order to know how. And then we must teach others the skill set. Not give them fish and apples, but the skill set. Okay, so live to learn, give to earn. That's how we're structured. We're going to keep coming back to that. You do not have to agree with it. You just understand. In the Guardian Academy world, that's the structure that we're using, and you can just take the information, do whatever you want with it. You don't have to live it. You don't have to experience it. You don't have to turn around and teach. However, that is what we are doing. So if you want to participate with the community, then that's the structure we use: live to learn, give to earn. And the last one, along the lines of self-efficacy, you are your own guide, you are your own guard. And what that means is that when you're here and you're learning, right, live to learn, give to earn. When you live to learn, you are learning how to be your own guide and make your own decisions. Hey, it's like the Garden Academy can show you where the banquet is, but you must eat yourself at your pace, whatever is appropriate for you. Like, we have to be able to discern those things. You are your own guide, you are your own guard. Now, when you give to earn, same concept applies. We must be giving people the gift of becoming their own guide and their own guard. Okay? So you're going to see those over and over and over. And of course, you're going to see Dala, which I addressed in the last video. And hopefully that makes sense. As you see it in action, as it comes up in conversation, you'll be able to identify, oh, that's what this actually means. And then because you know what it means and the context around it, the accompaniments around it, you'll be able to start to recognize in your life how you can utilize it if you choose. Okay, those are the quotes, and that is a wrap for just the TGA Foundations. Get you all caught up and oriented.